This is the Tokyo About It 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo About It 23 Sneaker Channel です。毎日アップするので毎日見てください。I bring you daily content. It's kind of weird to think about it. Somebody who brings you daily content every single day about sneakers. Here I am bringing that daily content. Today is a cracking sneaker that I'm bringing for you. And every single day it's a cracking sneaker. So if you appreciate that, if you appreciate somebody that goes through the daily grind, just hit that subscribe button down below and help me grow this channel. But with that being said, let's get into this sneaker today. It is a sneaker channel. I do bring you upcoming sneaker releases and sneaker news, and today is the Air Jordan 11 Low Navy Snakeskin. As I said in the introduction, today's all about the Air Jordan 11 Low Navy Snakeskin. It's important to stress the navy there because there's another colorway coming out. I think it might be red or pink, I'm not sure, which is exactly the same silhouette, but that different color on the leather around the sort of lower part of the upper. And that's a women's sneaker, but it is also, I think, a low, if I'm remembering rightly. So it's important to stress that today we're looking at the navy version of these snakeskins that are coming out. And it is the Air Jordan 11 Lows as well. That's the other important thing to stress. Now, often with lows, you get lows quite a lot with the Jordan brand, like low ones, for example, or the what the 312s called. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. Legacy, that's it. The Legacies, because I reviewed them last month. The lows, they were bread lows, actually, the Legacy bread lows. And there's sometimes quite a departure. It's not just a case of taking a high sneaker and cutting off the ankle part. Sometimes there's quite a departure in the low as well, so it's not as close to the high version as you'd sometimes see. But in the case of these Air Jordan 11 lows, I think there's not much of a difference between the lows and the highs, except for that, or the mids for that matter, except for that ankle area, which is of course missing in the case of these lows. Now we're going to look at this sneaker today and have a look at the different parts of it, but before we do that, let's talk about tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to bringing you tomorrow's review. It's about a pair of blazers that are dropping, and blazers are really hot right now. But the reason that I'm really looking forward to bringing you that is because it's 2 months. 2 months in the making. 2 months ago, I brought you a review of the Sakai waffle, I think the LD waffle was it, sneaker, where, and I was expecting to bring you a review of 4 sneakers that day, but it turned out that the waffles did drop when expected, but the blazers from that pack actually were put back 2 months to now, to April. So I did that review with those two, and I said I'll do that blazer review when they drop, and they're finally dropping, and I can finally complete my little set there. So I'm looking forward to bringing you that review tomorrow. So please make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell down below so that you get that notification that tells you, hey, that blazer video is ready for you, and it tells you every single day that Tokyo About It 23 is bringing you content. So hit subscribe, hit that bell below. 毎日アップするので毎日登録お願いします。毎日見てほしいので登録お願いします。お知らせベルもありますので、それもクリックすると、お知らせがあるので、東京バル23のビデオがドロップをしましたので、そのお知らせベルをクリックしてください。登録もしてね。So anyway, getting into this sneaker, I'm trying to sort of not waffle on so much because I seem to rabble a little bit too much. So let's just pile right into the sneaker and what my take is on it, and the different areas of it. So we'll start high and we'll work down low. Starting high, we're starting on that tongue there, and it's an all-white tongue that took me by surprise, and I need somebody out there to give me help with this. Do the lows usually come with an all-white tongue or an all whatever color tongue? There doesn't seem to be any branding on there. There's no Nike branding or Air branding or Jordan branding on there that I can see. So am I misseeing this? Is there white branding on there that I'm just not seeing? Or do the Jordan 11 lows often come without branding on their tongue? Or is that a unique feature of these Jordan 11 low navy snakeskins? You guys let me know out there. But from my perspective, looking at these guys up here, that big white tongue is actually quite a unique feature. And if we take the top of the tongue as being the highest point in the sneaker, and we go around to the back, you can see on the back, on the heel there, you've got the 23, the Jordan's number 23 up there, but you've also got a very small jump man hanging out on the back of these guys in the heel, which I think is kind of cool. I like the fact that it's not a large piece of branding. The lows to me are more discreet and they're less sort of, I don't know, they're less exhibitionist. So having a discreet little jump man on the back there, I think is kind of a cool sort of addition. I mean, it's not an addition, just design feat. Sure, design feature on the back of these guys. But then we come back to the front. I have another question because I don't know what the lettering is that's in the middle of the lacing system there. The lacing system itself is the bog standard 11 lacing system as far as I can tell, with those sort of straps that come up and act as eyelets on there. But in the middle there's some kind of writing. It could be Roman numerals, or it could be, you know, an interesting font. It almost looks like one of the words says school, like old school or something like that. But I can't tell what it says on there. I don't have these guys in hand. I will get them in hand if I can grow this channel, so please do subscribe. But anyone out there who actually knows what that lettering in the middle of the sort of tongue lacing system area is, please let me know and hit me up with a comment down below. So yeah, we've got that, the tongue, the top of the tongue, the heel there, and then the lacing system, and we're getting close to that distinctive feature. It is the classic Air Jordan 11 feature. It's that piece of leather that wraps around the lower upper, and it goes all the way around the whole circumference of the sneaker. And in the case of these guys, of course, it's the snakeskin leather on there in navy blue. Now, there's two particular features that I want to draw your attention to about that piece of leather that wraps around the lower upper on this sneaker. One is there's a sort of lattice diamond effect of light blue, a light blue kind of lattice that runs around the top of that that leather on the lower upper. But then if you look below that light blue, now that light blue lattice effect is a constant color, but below it you've got the snake skin sort of different colors of blue. It's not just a single color like dark blue, for example, to set off the light blue of the lattice. It's almost like clouds or sky or something. There's different sort of colors in there, which I think really is the single feature of this shoe. The singular feature is that the colors of that piece of leather under the lattice. The lattice itself being a solid light blue color is just uniform, but the fact that the leather underneath that is different colors, and hopefully the screenshots I'm showing you up here will highlight how there's dark blues and lighter blues. I don't want to say light blues, but lighter blues in that leather, and it's that feature, I think, which is the main feature of this sneaker. And as you move back and away from them and look at them from further away, you can really see how those colors work together. The darker and lighter blues underneath the lattice really creates a really stonking effect on that lower part of the upper. And then the final thing to look at is if we flip these guys upside down, one of the greatest outsoles in history. It really is a phenomenal outsole. And it is a bit nerdy that I get so excited about outsoles, but I kind of do. I've realized that watching back some of my videos about how excited I get about outsoles. Like, ooh, look at the outsole. But that's me, and I don't mind that. And if you're not like that, that's fine. It's okay to be different. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. But the outsole to me is a cracking outsole. Now, if I remember rightly, I think it's a translucent outsole that has two blue sort of segments front and back on it, which are just, you know, fine. There's nothing special in there. But the thing that I really like is that midfoot point where the translucence remains and it looks through to the midfoot of the midsole or the outsole. And there are two features in that midfoot area there. There's the big jump man, which is really cool, and you can see right through to him there. But also the carbon fiber from the midfoot as well is very, very visible through the translucent outsole. And I really, really like that. I think it's a really cool outsole. I really like how I like when sneakers use translucent outsoles effectively, like the what they called the Panda Pigeons, the Tokyo Maze. I did unbox a pair of Air Max 95s this week, but they didn't really use their translucent outsole as well as I thought they would. But yeah, using that translucent outsole to good effect. Oh, the origin story, Air Jordan 1s, right, from the what was it, Into the Spider-Verse? Wow, that icy blue translucent outsole was just phenomenal. Anyway, so that's the bottom of the sneaker with that outsole there and the many different colors on there and the translucent areas, and looking through the Jumpman and the carbon fiber. Really, really fire end to the sneaker. And that's the end of my review of it. It's a really banging sneaker. I'm really curious about what's going to happen with it, though. I've got a feeling it's not going to go as well as Nike are hoping, because I think they've leaned too far over into a sort of specialist vibe, if you like. I don't think this is going to catch mainstream. Like the Concords, for example, before at the end of 2018, the Concords, when they dropped, that had definitely crossover between specialist sneakers, sneakerheads and basketball players and whatnot, and actual mainstream kind of lifestyle. But I think they're probably overestimating that crossover reach for this sneaker. But it depends on how many they make. And how many they sell. If there's a limited run, there's not so many of them, of course, it'll be hard to get your hands on them. But I've got a funny feeling these might not sell out as well as they're hoping they will do. But time will tell, and we'll be able to see that when they drop. Actually, let me consult my notes here. There we go. It says April the 19th, which is really soon. That's the day after tomorrow. So these drop the day after tomorrow. 明後日に発売するので、ね、そんなに早いと思わなかった。So they drop on April the 19th, which is very, very soon. So we'll find out in 2 days' time if I'm right about whether or not these guys are going to sell slow. And we'll just get to see that real soon. And that's enough for me, so it's time for me to check out. I'll be back tomorrow with that blazer, the 2 blazers, which completes the 4 sneaker set from the Sakai collaboration with Nike. And I'll be back every day with sneaker reviews and sneaker content. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button down below. And without further ado, with that being said, without the end of the video, we'll just do what I always do. Say I will see you tomorrow.